Today, I'm going to take you back in time to one of the most significant events in London's history, the Great Fire of London in 1666. Welcome back to Wisdomec, everyone. Here, we share fascinating facts and knowledge. In the year 1666, London was a bustling, crowded city, home to over 80,000 people. The streets were narrow and winding, and the buildings were primarily constructed of wood, with many having thatched roofs. This made the city a veritable tinderbox, just waiting for the right spark to ignite a devastating blaze. Adding to the city's woes, London had just recently emerged from the grips of the Great Plague, which had swept through the population the year prior, claiming the lives of an estimated 100,000 people. The city was still recovering, both physically and emotionally, when disaster would strike once again. In the early hours of September 2nd, 1666, a fire broke out in the bakery of Thomas Fariner on Pudding Lane. According to eyewitness accounts, the blaze began when one of Fariner's workers failed to properly extinguish the ovens before retiring for the night. Fueled by the strong winds and the tightly packed wooden structures, the fire quickly spread, leaping from building to building. Panic gripped the city as the flames consumed everything in their path, and the citizens scrambled to try and save their homes and businesses. Despite the growing threat, the city's leadership was slow to act. The mayor, Sir Thomas Bloodworth, initially dismissed the fire as a minor incident. With no organized fire brigade to call upon, the citizens of London had to rely on their own efforts to try and stop the blaze. They formed bucket brigades using water from the River Thames to douse the flames, but the wind and the lack of coordination made their attempts largely ineffective. As the fire raged on, the people of London watched helplessly as their homes and livelihoods were consumed by the relentless flames. Some even resorted to desperate measures, such as trying to blow up buildings with gunpowder in an effort to create fire breaks, but these attempts only served to fan the flames further. Over the course of the next 4 days, the Great Fire of London raged on, consuming over 13,000 houses, 87 parish churches, St. Paul's Cathedral, and most of the buildings of the city authorities. The economic and social impact of the disaster was staggering, with thousands left homeless and destitute. Remarkably, the death toll from the fire was relatively low, with only a handful of confirmed fatalities. This was likely due to the fact that the fire broke out during the early morning hours when most of the city's residents were still asleep and unaware of the impending danger. In the aftermath of the fire, King Charles II encouraged the homeless to move away from London and settle elsewhere, and various schemes for rebuilding the city were proposed. Ultimately, London was reconstructed on essentially the same medieval street plan, which still exists today, though with a number of important improvements to the city's infrastructure and fire safety measures. Subscribe for more interesting videos. Thanks for all your support on the Wisdomec YouTube channel.